All right, now that we've got our image lined up, our source has the image in it from wherever we've found in our Unsplash. We also have the alt tag, so we're getting more familiar with HTML attributes. Now we're going to go even further by introducing links into our web page so we can get closer to that final project that we're trying to get to. Now, let's go look at our code. Join me right now in coding. Go ahead and you can delete that top comment that we had. And then we're going to go to this links go here portion. I'm going to hit enter just so I can get on that line. So now what we're going to do is introduce a new element. This element is called the anchor tag. Now, I don't need to come in here and type out anchor. I can simply type out A, which is short for anchor. Now, anchor does have a closing tag because we're going to be wrapping something around it so we can make it clickable. That's right. We're moving into the HT portion of HTML, hypertext. So this is really cool because we're going to introduce a new HTML attribute called hypertext reference. Ooh, that's a mouthful. So luckily, we don't have to type all that out. We can just type in href. And then we can use the same syntax. Remember the rules in which we write the code. Href, assign the value of, open and close quotes. So just like, remember in the image tag, we have source, assign the value of, and then we have this big old crazy URL. Well, we're going to do a similar thing here with the anchor tag to get a URL for us. So let's go ahead and just type in link here just so we can see it. Now you're going to have to scroll down because we got this big old image that we put in, right? Whatever yours is. But now you can see this link actually has some interesting things that happen to it. For example, we've got an underline and it went purple. Plus you can see there's this little Mickey Mouse hand that shows up when you hover over it. That's pretty crazy, all with one HTML element in our attribute href. So how do we get this thing to actually link out? Well, we've got to find a URL to go to first. So in this case, you can see in the example that we have here with Nick, that it leads out to Nick's Twitter, leads out to LinkedIn, because this is all about Nick. Why not? And then the YouTube channel that Nick has. So all these things are super helpful for Nick if he was trying to create his own web page about himself, which you are exactly trying to do. So you may not have a Twitter or LinkedIn or a YouTube account. You could do links that are just interesting to you. For example, I mentioned that I'm from Utah. I really like the Utah Jazz. So I'm going to create a Utah Jazz link. So what I'm doing is I first went to a URL. So if you want to pause right now and go find 3 URLs that you think would be really interesting to put into your personal webpage, do so now. Okay, with your 3 URLs, we can now post them inside of our A tag. So I'm going to grab this one from the Jazz, and I'm going to put it right here in my href. Now, of course, I'd probably want something to be more descriptive than link, right? So I'm going to go ahead and type in Jazz basketball. Now, if you look at Nick's profile, you can see that he got some pretty cool icons here, and Jazz basketball just isn't that cool. So I'm going to introduce you to a new web page that can give us something called a Unicode. So join me in going to amp-what.com. I'll wait. Go there. Okay, now that you're there, you can type in something, and there's most things will be available. I'm going to type in basketball. Let's see if basketball. We got a basketball. Sweet. So what this does is it gives us a code that we can use to put in to our code. That's pretty neat. So these are called Unicodes, and we can use these across multiple apps and websites. So I'm going to go ahead and change out Jazz basketball with this Unicode that I just pasted or copied. I'm going to paste it in. Let's see what this looks like. We got ourselves a basketball. Pretty cool. So you can see if I expand this out, that all I did was take the character reference over here and I pasted it in. So now what I want you to do is go fill in those 3 links that you have for you and your interests so that you have 3 different anchor tags with the appropriately matching HTML code. One more thing we haven't talked about yet is how to get the link to go to a new page. Because, for example, if I tried to click on this basketball, let's see what happens. You can see it doesn't want to go there. So I've got to make sure that I can go to a new page. This is definitely a good practice, standard practice. When you're creating new links, is to go to a new tab because this is a new web page, right? I don't own this. So we can do that with another HTML attribute. So I'm going to expand this really quickly here. And you're going to go inside of this angle bracket for the opening A tag. So we're going to hit space here. So notice where I am, opening or the opening angle bracket for the A tag still. And now I'm going to type in a new HTML attribute, target. Target, assign the value of, and then where we want it to go. So target says, hey, anchor tag, I want you to go a specific area, specific place. So the place we wanted to go is a new tab in our browser. And the way we can do that is by using _blank as the value. I know that's a little weird. It's just straight up weird. First time you've seen it. But understand that this is how we get this to open up in a new browser tab. So check it out. Come down here, click on my basketball. And now you can see it opens up in a new browser and there's no issues. So keep that in mind whenever you're making new links, to use target equals or assign the value of _blank. All right, now I want you to go fill out the rest of these A tags. So for example, for me, I'd be doing just copying and paste for me, and then I would go find my Twitter URL because that's something I use. I'd put it in here. We'll make this bigger so it's not so scary looking. Pop this in. There's my Twitter. Then I'll go grab my LinkedIn. Of course, you can do whatever you want. These are just going to be important things for me if I wanted to make my own card, just like Nick did on this card. So I'm going to be adding my LinkedIn. So what I would then do is I could either look at these because Nick used Twitter and LinkedIn as well. So you can see that there's like a little chicken for Twitter and a briefcase for LinkedIn. So what I can do over here is just look those up. So I could type in chicken and let's see, chick. Maybe it's a baby chick. There we go. Front facing baby chick. So I can grab this code, pop it in here for my Twitter piece. Sweet. And then go grab the briefcase. There's the briefcase. Grab this. Pop it in here. And now I should look similar to where we're going. Expand this out, scroll down, and you can see I now have my 3. So if I click on LinkedIn, for example, it'll take me to my LinkedIn profile. Okay, go make 3 links of interest for you, and then I'll see you in the next video.